Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's happening? We got an interesting subject today, so it should be pretty cool. Hopefully, we'll get some people to show up. Everybody's lost in circus land today, watching the circus in America happen. But I'm not a fan of circuses, you know. They abuse the animals and all that kind of stuff. So definitely not interested in circuses or political conventions for that matter. But anyway, what's going on, folks? Enrique says, "Hi, Brandon. A suggestion. How about people that want to do a question for you use capital letters?" Well, I don't really like that. Because I think if you use all capital letters, you're kind of like shouting, and it's kind of like people don't really enjoy that kind of stuff. What's going on, Philip? Thanks for tuning in, man. Glad you're getting off of work soon. But that's funny, Philip. I probably wouldn't be a good student because I'm done with school. But anyway, let's try to figure this out. How do we go about starting this one? What do I want to do with this? So it's kind of cool that the paper is actually really the tone of the subject. So check it out. Here's the subject, folks. So this is part of the Acropolis, apparently. I don't really know a whole lot about it, but looks pretty cool. I thought the figures were pretty cool. I'm just going to suggest them a little bit, of course. We're not getting into super crazy detail, of course, but we can have some fun here. I think I'm gonna let's move this line up a bit, just a little. Let's start over. So we have that, and then we have this line coming this way. So I just want to try to get these angles as close as I can to start out with, and then glad to hear. Thanks for the kind comment from Essie. Really appreciate it. Cool. Yeah, I'm trying to be more consistent with these live streams every day. You're the best. Thanks for being a supporter on my channel, my YouTube channel, with a few other folks supporting me. All right, let's not get carried away with the width of this thing or the height of it. So let's figure out the overall dimensions, I guess, before I get too crazy about it. So this comes down. The figures are maybe this tall. Or is that too tall? It's probably too tall. Something like that. So it's cool, the bottom line actually is almost completely straight, and that deals with perspective. So that means our eye level is right here. And then as things get above us, they start curving a bit more, and this side goes to a different vanishing point. So but, oh jeez. All right, let's check it out. Check it out. Let's see. Let's keep going here. So looks about right, I think. So I'm just focusing on overall proportions and stuff first. How hot is it where you live right now? Plain airworthy? Right now, you don't want to see what it's like right now outside. It's almost the smokiest I've ever seen it. I go out on my back porch, smells like a bonfire, hurts my eyes and my throat. So yeah, the last 2 days, today and yesterday, it's been crazy smoky from California wildfires. We're kind of in a pretty bad situation right now we had a bunch of lightning storms the last few nights or whatever, a few days ago, and it just lit up a whole bunch of fires. So yeah, it's it's not very plain airworthy right now, unless I have some masks I can wear for smoke if I go out. But it's pretty hot. The last few days, actually, before the smoke came through, it was about 109 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you're international, it's about 42, 43 degrees Celsius. So yeah, it was pretty darn hot. That's for sure. So not exactly, so given the smoke, the heat, everything, it's not exactly plain airworthy, but I'm going to try to go somewhere up in the mountains, up a bit higher elevation, and hopefully there'll be hopefully less smoke and a lot cooler. So this past weekend, I went and did some plain air up in the mountains. No worries, man. That's all good. It was just a personal thing, but so I did some plain air up in the mountains this past weekend, and it was only 80 degrees Fahrenheit up there. But where I live in my town at the time, it was 109 degrees Fahrenheit. So, it just depends on where I can end up going. It might be a little bit cooler, but it probably would be cool to go out with my mask or in my car and do some plain air somewhere. Either today or tomorrow or sometime soon, and just capture all this smokiness right now. It's always cool to do. It's just something different. I would say it's kind of rare, but it's becoming a lot more prevalent nowadays. Okay, so I'm trying to line things up here correctly. So I don't know that this is these figures are going to be really small. So I know that this is like halfway, it looks like, and then this line is over compared to this line. So then now I got to fit these figures in here somewhere. Let's just see if I can just block these in real quick. Let's see, okay, maybe they'll fit. I was getting concerned that they wouldn't fit really. Yeah, all the smoke, it is kind of awful because I usually like having the window open most of the day. I like getting fresh air and stuff. And now it's like, well, I'm definitely not doing that. Definitely can't do that today. You want some fresh smoke coming in? Some fresh bonfire, Yeah, it sucks. It's kind of disappointing. But hopefully it won't hang around very long. Oh man, I don't think these are going to fit. I gotta, what the heck? So I'm supposed to have another figure right here. So I think this has to be moved over. Let me double check my measurements. Oh boy, okay. Well, let's see where this is on my paper. Maybe it's not halfway. Okay, so I can afford to move this over slightly. I should have moved it over before I erased it. It's a beginner mistake there. Okay, so that can move over, and then this line can move over just a little bit, maybe to here. So now we have a little bit more room for this second figure. So really I just need to space these evenly, because obviously they're spaced pretty even. So we got some figures here. What is a self token? I'm not sure what you're asking. Oh, maybe he means like self-portrait. Which one is better to draw? Self-portrait picture or online picture? Self-portrait picture, online picture. I mean, oh, maybe he means self-taken photo. So like a picture you take yourself, or an online picture. I mean, either one's fine. I mean, they're both you're both just drawing from photos. What's going on, Philip? Thanks for tuning back in, man. I'm glad you're here. It's been kind of dead this week, to be honest, as far as viewers. A little bit, you know. The first day you were gone, it was like a bunch of other people were gone that are normally here. So it was a little weird. But I see we're missing a few folks today. But apparently in the U.S. there's some DNC thing going on or something. You know, some like small little thing happening. So I don't know why everybody's tuning into that. But I guess, you know, I guess it's important or something. I don't know. Or I guess people think it's important, but whatever. I don't know anything about it. There we go. We got a nice little figure there. Kind of. Okay. Headed back to school. Dude, it's 5 p.m. in California. There's no, everybody has night school? I mean, what's people doing? On the East Coast, it's like 8 o'clock. Everybody should be, everybody should be free. Dinner's over. Everybody should just be hanging out, chilling. But, whatever. It's all good, man. I'm going to be here no matter what, so just doing my thing, man. Just doing my thing. Back to school. Yeah, I'd understand if you're like in Asia right now, you're going back to school, like, or in Australia, like, yeah, you'd have school at this time in the morning, but not in the US. There's no excuse for the US. Okay, let's do perspective here. So the head should start about here. Down here. Right? Let's see. It's like the middle of the head. I don't know why. So maybe this isn't low enough. Yeah, let's keep it where it is. I'm gonna draw these a little bit better. I mean, I still got to do these in pen and ink, so I'm gonna get a little more detail and stuff. But I'm just kind of blocking things in right now a bit. Yeah, see, in Australia it makes sense. You'd have school right now. But if you're in the US, like, everybody's like, just chilling out, either about to go to bed early at night, or hanging out with, their family or whatever. Who hangs out with their family? I don't know. But I'm just kidding. But, I think people would have time to hang out. All right, so I think it's looking pretty good. If I can get these other two figures in here pretty nicely, then it should be good. So let's see if I can do that. So it looks like I can. Looks like I can fit these in. I think I'm making the heads a little too large. Looking at it now, they have pretty small heads actually. Small faces. Can't believe they've been holding up this stone statue forever though, or this stone thing. It must be pretty heavy for them to be holding that up. You think they'd get tired after so many hundreds of years, thousands of years. Okay, little platform for you, there we go. And then get this. And the reason I decided to do this, because I think tomorrow I'm going to do some watercolor figure painting practice. So I kind of wanted to just get used to like suggesting some figures, you know. These are pretty simple and easy because there's a lot of them. I don't really have to do a lot of detail, and they're wearing like cloaks and stuff, you know, like whatever. So I don't have to be too detailed with their form, their figure. Alright, pretty good, pretty good. I think this head needs to come up slightly. Boom. Do you have any tips to improve perspective? I struggle with it. Just draw as much as you can. Just draw as much as you can. So like basically just understanding the basics of perspective. So like in this scene, the eye level is really right here because this line is completely straight for the most part. And then you can see this line, so the corner of this thing is right here, because it lines up with that corner. And it actually does in the actual structure. So it's paying attention to those kinds of things. And then, so that's the eye level. And then anything below this is going to go something like this. You know, it's going to be opposite of this, what's above it. Maybe not that dramatic, but yeah, I think it's just, you got to understand. So like, I'll do it off to the side real quick. So for perspective, like let's say this is the horizon line, right? So let's say this is the horizon line. Anything above that, let's say we have two vanishing points. So like a vanishing point here and vanishing point here. This is like theory real quick. So we have two vanishing points, and let's say like this structure, this stone structure, let's say we have like a block, like a big square. Like the lines are going to come down to that vanishing point and to this one, and then the same thing over here. So that's how we get the perspective of what's happening here, right? We have these lines going off. The vanishing points are just much further out. We can't see them. So the structure ends up being something like this. Now, the tip I would give you is to make sure when you're drawing stuff within these shapes, you know, within this shape, you want to make sure that it's in focus, but you want to make sure that it's following that perspective, like these radial lines. So anything above it is going to be at a slight more angle. Anything below it's going to be at this kind of angle. So you don't want to accidentally make something like, if the perspective is like this, you don't want to draw something that's like this, like that doesn't follow that perspective. Or even let's say you don't want to draw something that's like this, angled more. So you just want to like follow those basic rules of perspective. So what I'm trying to say is, anything within, if there was another, let's say like around their waist with some kind of line, it's going to be, the angle of it's going to be from in between this angle and then this flat angle. So it's going to be like this, you know, it's not going to be like this or like this. It's going to follow that kind of perspective. Like, you know, it's a big arc. So I hope that makes sense. What's going on, Nathan? Thanks for tuning in. Is this my favorite structure from the Acropolis? I don't even know. I don't even know all the structures on the Acropolis, to be honest. It's probably something I'm actually interested in. I probably should know, but I don't know it. I don't know all the structures, but unfortunately, probably something I should look into, because I'm pretty fascinated by like history and stuff like that, and kind of things like this. So it's probably something I should know. So yeah, at the moment, this is my favorite one because this is like the main one that I know. I don't even know what this one's called or anything, but yeah, this one seems pretty cool. Anyway, I hope that helped with the perspective and stuff. It just takes practice, you know. It just takes practice trying to see that kind of stuff, and just draw from life, you know. Just draw what you see. Or draw from photos too. You know, just draw it more, basically. Just draw it as much as you can. It's the only way you're going to get better at stuff, is to just see, like this line. This has to follow the perspective of this. It's the same kind of line. So it's not going to be that steep of an angle, but, you know, it just has to follow that perspective. So I just try to, you know, make it as best I can. Just eye it up. And then these lines, yeah, these lines do the same thing. And then these follow the other perspective. So everything is just like a big cube. If you think this little shape is like a cube, you know, there's a front face and then a side face. I drew that kind of dark. I want to make sure I get this ruined look to it, because it does have like some rough areas. It's pretty cool. I want to make sure I get that in there. Make it look old and rugged. You know, there's a bunch of cracks and just uneven cracks and lines and stuff. Redo that, let's do over. It's a lot smaller actually, at least on my drawing. I must have some measurements off, but it's okay. Just roll with it. I'm this far into it, it looks fine to me at this point. So we'll keep going, folks. We'll keep going. Cool texture, I'll have to add that in there when I do the pin. Anyway, my focus, I want to be the focus to be on the figures and everything, but thanks for the history lesson, Kashika. Yeah, no problem, conversations with Kat. Yeah, no problem. No problem. No worries, Cubs win. Thanks for tuning in. I know people can't always make the live streams, you know. People do have lives and stuff, unfortunately. People have lives to live. I wish we could all just chill and hang out and not have to do work or school or anything, you know, just do what we want to do. I would just sit here and make art all day, travel, go to cool places. I'd go to this place in person and do some plein air. I'd go to Egypt, do some stuff there. Like, I would just go everywhere. So that looks pretty ruined now. Well, I think I'm about done here, folks. What do you guys think? Okay, let's do some pin. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with white pin. So I know the background of this is going to be dark. but maybe I'll leave the structures tan and then I'll just do the sky white. Make it pop over here. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see, because I feel like if I do the figures and stuff white, I'll have to do the whole thing white because it's all pretty one shade. Even though it is lighter than the sky technically, but whatever. I might modify it a bit. Sorry, folks. So let's see if we can make sure we get this ruined look to it. Well, we'll definitely get a ruined look because this pin is getting crappy. So there's like a straight section there that's actually good. More ruins. Boom, that looks pretty cool. Are you doing critiques on LiveStream 80? Yes, I am. I'll probably announce that. What number LiveStream am I on right now? 77? Yeah, I'll announce it tomorrow. But yeah, if you guys want to... I already have a lot of people already sent stuff in just from the last live stream. So, but yeah, I'll be doing critiques. Only one per artist, one per person. I'm not gonna do a whole lot because I'm getting so many submissions. It's hard to fit all of them in. But yeah, definitely doing critiques for LiveStream 80. If you want to send me any artwork, just check out my website. You'll find out my contact details on there. It's info@schaeferfineart.com. It's my email. So, like I said, you guys can check out my website, schaeferfineart.com. If you go on there and you see those icons, you can click the little envelope icon. That's my email. It'll give you my email right away. But I also have some drawings available on there and some watercolors. Adding new watercolors every few days, so definitely be sure to check those out. And there's also ways to support me on there. PayPal, Venmo, t-shirts, Patreon, music, my Bandcamp. You can check out my music tracks. That's all available. schaeferfineart.com. Check it out. Anyway, let's get back to it. Let's get back to the reason we're all here. I don't know, why are we all here? Really light lines. Suggest some details. Look at that. Really quickly you can get some nice looking details or something. As somebody once said. I don't know who said it, but somebody said it. Just boom. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. This one's gonna be good. Boom, I can already tell. Alright. Feeling good. Let's keep going, keep going, keep going. Looks like this is all in shadow. Might as well just put that in there right now. I don't know why. Shouldn't really. Alright, let's focus on drawing the rest of this thing first. So, boom, we have that line, and then it's all in ruins right here. Oops, shadow went across this way actually. Oh well. Messed that one up. I use rough paper. This paper, you mean? This paper isn't really that rough. It's pretty smooth. It's pretty smooth paper. Yeah, that sounds good, Nathan. Send your first watercolor. That's going to be crazy, man. That's going to be crazy. You know what I might do, if you don't mind? I'm going to show the one of the ones you submitted last time, like the teacups, man. I think I might show them both just to show everybody, like, if there's progress, you know what I mean? Maybe you were a master right when you started, but that would be cool just to show everybody, like, you know, look, like, if you practice, this is what happens. Because so many people think, like, man, how do you get good? Like, you know, people just don't think they can get good, but it's just practice, man. It's just practice, I'm telling you. It's funny because when I look at some of my first paintings, some of them were actually really good. That's the crazy thing, is like some of the paintings I did when I first started were actually really good, and I can't explain them. I think I just got lucky. Like I tuned into something that, like, and then there's some paintings I do nowadays that are crappier than the first ones I did. So it's just, you know, it's all a learning process. But overall, the point is, like, you get better overall in time, you know, like, hopefully you have more good paintings as time goes on than you do bad paintings. And sometimes you have a slump, you know. I'm kind of in a slump right now. I just of trying to do some paintings that I actually like, and I just not feeling anything I'm doing right now. So it's unfortunate, but you know, I kind of like the value study I did yesterday. That was pretty cool. So, you know, I think I just got to find the right subjects, you know, and just give myself some time. All right, so here we go, folks. Continuing on. Let's see, how long can I avoid doing the figures? How long do you guys think I can do that? I'll just keep putting it off. I'll keep just drawing all these little details. Just avoiding the figures, avoiding the figures. Yeah, let's even draw what they're standing on first. I mean, that kind of makes sense. Like, you want to give them a platform before you draw them. Otherwise, they'll fall off. So I'm feeling pretty good about this one. I'm feeling just pretty loose. I'm not too worried about these pen and ink drawings nowadays. At least with, I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. Because who knows if this is going to turn out good or not. We'll find out here shortly. There's some detail there. I just love drawing detail. Look at that. Look how detailed I can get. Wow, look at all that detail. Oh my god, how did he do that? Oh man. I just have no patience, I think. I mean, it's funny, I have a lot of patience in many areas of my life, but when it comes to like detail and drawing and detail and painting detail, it's just like, man, I can't stand it. I gotta get out of there. I mean, there's sometimes where I'm doing stuff a lot really slow. I wouldn't really call it detailed, but just carefully, and like, I like it. But there's so many times where I just like being quick. I like seeing like how good can I make something and how fast can I do it. Like it's just like a challenge. I feel like I always need a challenge, otherwise it's just I get bored. I think that's why I stopped doing a lot of the forest paintings that I did, because like man, I just got so, it's so easy for me to replicate the light in a forest. I'm like, man, this is just so boring now. Like, I know how to do it. I know the values. I know everything. And I'm just trying to branch out into other, you know, areas, other things. No worries, Sarah. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I used to have that too. Like, you kind of have to be in the mood to create something, and I still get that sometimes. But nowadays, I try to just push through and like just create, even if it's gonna be bad. Like these live streams, like I just create every day. Like I've been doing this, like this is my second week in a row or third week in a row, doing them every single day. So, you know, it's like, it's something you just, what's that book? There's a book about that, the war of art. And it talks about, it's written for like writers, but you can really apply it to any kind of art or like profession or whatever. And it just talks about like getting through the resistance, like the force that tells you like not to create something. It's like this resistance of like not doing it. And he says you just have to treat it like a job. You get up every day and you go to work. And you do, if you're a writer or you're an artist or no matter what you are, you just have to get past that resistance and start creating. Because sometimes you'll have that resistance, and even though when you start creating, you actually start feeling better. Like you start, you don't feel like you're in that slump anymore. Like you just have to push through this, that kind of resistance, as he calls it. So I try to do that. It's not always possible, but it's something I try to do and think about. So there's the bottom, kind of. So let's do these figures, I guess. Actually, let's do the background. Let's do the background around the figures. Okay, there we go. There's a little column back here. Does the artistic breakthrough come accidentally after hours of hard work? Failures are paradoxical, aren't they? Yeah, I mean, it's just, who knows, man? I'm not really sure how it works. It just, sometimes you're in a slump, sometimes you fail, but it's all just about, I think it's all just about learning and improving. You know, it's like what I think Da Vinci said something like, I don't remember the actual quote, but he's like 80 years old and he's still learning. Like you're still always learning, no matter what, no matter how long you've been doing something, no matter how good you are at it. It's like there's always something to learn there, And I think that's it. That's the thing, man. That's it. Like I know no matter how many pen and ink drawings I do, no matter how many times I do this, I get to the figures already. all right. Oh man, they're not gonna look good anyway. But I'm gonna try. I'll do my best here. Like I said, I'm trying to make them just a little more detailed than I drew them in pencil. Just trying to touch up on some of the shadowing and stuff that I see. Yeah. Let's see. No, today's a good day. Today is a good day. No doubt. So that one looks pretty good, I think. That's pretty cool. You know, there's other little details and stuff, but I don't want to get too crazy about it, because then I'd have to do it on all of them. I don't really want to do that on all of them. You know, I just want them to look, they are like the main part of this whole drawing, so I want them to look a little decent. But we'll see if I can do that on the next, what, 4 of them? Oh, great. How long have I been on here? 41 minutes? All right. I got plenty of time, I think. Got a little bit of time. Try to get through these. So I'm trying to keep everything in that perspective line. Yeah, it looks like these heads need to come up a bit more. But it's okay, we'll keep going. We'll worry about that when I get to them. Sorry folks, if I'm missing any questions, just ask them again. I'll try to look up every once in a while. But I just want to stay focused and get through this drawing, because this is pretty deep, you know, there's a lot going on here, so I gotta make sure I get through everything here. Not take up too much of you guys' time, because I know your time is valuable. Everybody's time is so valuable, so I'm glad you guys were spending your time here with me. Greatly appreciate it, because you could be anywhere in the world right now, but here you are. So definitely appreciate that. Yeah, that 4 do-overs. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely a little more challenging subject today. A little different than what I normally do. You know, just trying to switch it up. I know people get sick of the animals, seeing me draw the same animals all the time, or people think it gets too easy or something, you know, for me. But every animal's a challenge, man. It's all fun. It's all different every time. But that one looks pretty cool. Okay. Let's see, there's a little bit of a hairline here. Try to throw that in there. This is all in shadow. And we got some shadow down here as well. Oh. Yeah, we'll leave the faces blank, I guess, because we don't want to suggest and start putting in too much detail like that, you'll start losing the nice look of them, you know, the essence of what makes them look cool. So this is all in shadow. Yeah, and if anybody has any questions, if you could just, if to make it stand out from everybody else's chat, just do an @ sign with Schaefer Art, @SchaeferArt, and it'll tag me, and I can easily see it. So only do that if you have a question, please. That way I can answer your question and not miss it. Just zoom in a little bit, a little more, I guess. How do you donate on Venmo? I think you have to have like, it's kind of a pain because you have to have a Venmo account and you have to verify like one of your bank accounts first. Like it gives you put in one of your bank accounts. I think you have to have a bank account there. I'm not sure. You probably have to, but it'll dump like, you know, 2 small things into your. Yeah, I don't know if you have to have an account to donate to somebody on there. Maybe you can just do it with the card or something. I'm not 100% sure. But maybe someone else can help me answer that. But if you do create an account, you add your bank account and then it dumps like 2 small transactions into your account, and then you have to verify the amount of those accounts, just so they know the amount of those transactions, just so they know that it's your account and whatever. But yeah, it's pretty simple to do, I'm pretty sure. Definitely check that out, folks. That's a good way to donate to me because it gives very little transaction fee. Actually, I think there's zero. I think there's 0 transaction fee on that. When I transfer them from, so far the donations I've gotten, I can transfer them to my bank account. But if I wait like 2 or 3 days, like I give them 2 or 3 days to transfer it, they don't take any percentage. So that's really one of the best ways to donate to me if you want me to get all of the money and not have it go to these 1% or whatever, go to these corporations, or 3% or 30% or whatever. But yeah, I definitely appreciate everybody who supports the channel, supports what I'm doing here. Really appreciate it. Try to do my best, make these videos interesting, give you guys some valuable content that will help you out with your own art. Can you please draw a cow with its tongue out? They're super cute. One of my, yeah, sure. I can. I'll write that on my list. I got a whole list here of stuff people want me to do. So if I can find a cool photo with cow with tongue, that'll be funny. Cow with tongue. So yeah, why not? Let's try it. Boom, nice. That looks good. Nice, nice. Next one. 2 more. Whew. All right, let's back out. Let's see what it looks like so far. All right, looking pretty good. Pretty good, I think. I think once I darken that background, the figures will really pop. And then when I lighten the sky, boom, this will all make sense, I think. This will... Yeah, there you go. Transfer for free for 1 to 3 days. Yep, exactly. So I've done that. It's pretty cool, man. I'm very glad they have that kind of thing. So super cool. What you doing, buddy? Okay. I'm kind of freehanding this one in pen right here because I kind of drew it in pencil pretty badly. So I had the actual head down here when really it's way up here and smaller. So I'm just trying to tweak this in pen freehand at the moment. Don't really have a guide or anything to go off of. Not much of a guide anyway. But it's okay. We got it, folks. We got it here. Okay. Let's try to get through these. Getting tired of drawing figures, I know that. They're very similar, each one, so it's like it's getting annoying right now. It's getting a little boring. But it's good practice, I guess. Good practice. It's always good practice to draw some stuff. Okay. Shadowing for the chest there, and then there's a little shadow here. I think the arm is gone. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Some nice drapery there. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of wrinkles and all kinds of stuff on these shirts, but I'm not gonna add much of that stuff. That looks pretty good. I like that one. That might be one of my favorite ones. Actually, I think the first one's probably the best one I drew. You'd think you get better as time passes, but the more you draw them, but I don't know. They all look pretty good, but. Okay. No more questions, really. Can I draw a park in the Philippines? Maybe. I'll write it down, but I don't know if I'll be able to find any photos. Luzon Park. Okay, wrote that down. Okay, it looks like I'm gonna have to freehand this figure too, because I kind of had it in a bad spot. From earlier. Yeah, I kind of was way off with the pencil, but that's okay. It's, you know, it's useful to have some kind of guide there. And I can kind of just make this up a bit. Probably exaggerated that a little too much. Boom. Okay. All right. Finally done with that nightmare. Why did I choose to draw this? This is so dumb. It's pretty cool though. All right, now once I add the shading and stuff, I think we'll be doing pretty well, I think. So let's start doing that. Let's see what I can do with this. Hopefully I can get this shading in here pretty quickly. Cause there's a little bit of it. Not a whole lot, luckily, but there's a little bit. And we got to get it pretty dark. Am I going to add white pen to this? Yeah, I think I'm going to add white to the sky. Because the whole structure is so light. I don't think I can really add white to that because it would just look dumb. So I'm going to add dark to this background, light to the sky, and then that'll give context to the whole figures and the structure a bit more. That's my idea. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it. Because there's nothing else to do here but try it. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't try it, then what am I here for, you know? What am I doing here if I'm not going to give it a shot? Let's see what happens. Asking serious questions today on the live stream. Getting to the bottom of things. All right. Oh, okay. After that stretch, now it's time to get into it's time to get serious, folks. I've just been playing around this whole time. It's time to get serious. Let's get... Oh, gosh. Oh, that whole background. It's going to be a nightmare. Why did I pick this? Why did you guys let me pick this? Yeah, that's right. I'm blaming you guys now. It's all your fault. You let me pick this. Just kidding. Just kidding. We can do this. It's just going to take a little while. How long have we been on here? 58 minutes? All right, I got about 20 minutes, so we can do this. I don't have any jokes. I don't know, is the DNC over? I don't know. I think it was over like years ago, wasn't it? I'm funny. There's your joke, how about that? I thought they were done years and years ago. Just so you folks know, I'm not picking any sides. I think it's all silly. But, you know. It's all good. People like who they like, and it is what it is, and blah, 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 and I don't really care. It's a waste of time for me. I'd rather be drawing or doing something else, not wasting my time. Yeah, I have no jokes today. There's no jokes. No jokes have presented themselves to me. They're all hiding. Because Nightbot is verified, that's why. No, I don't know. It's an automated thing. That's why. I have Nightbot to, it gives that link every 12 minutes. Actually let's see, what time is it now? Yeah. So every 12 minutes on the hour of, so like at 6:12 it'll happen, 6:24, 6 like every 12 it does that. Every 12 minutes. Because, you know, I don't want to spam the chat, but I just want to remind you guys that the link is there, so you can always check out, make it easy to check out my website, check out my art, check out all the stuff I'm talking about, how to support me, blah, 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 blah. So the link's always there. The link's always there to my website. Like I said, I've got some drawings, a lot of cute drawings, animal drawings, landscape drawings, architecture. We got some paintings, landscape, animals, mostly landscapes. Check those out. We got a support page. Check out the support page. Boom. So no, Nightbot is just you know, it can stop spam. You can set up all kinds of stuff for it. So if anybody starts spamming a lot of stuff, it automatically will block you. It'll just automatically stop you from doing it. You know, there's all kinds of cool stuff it can do. You can block people from saying certain words. So if you don't want like cuss words or anything to pop up, you can have it automatically like blacklist those words. Stuff like that. You know, it just does a bunch of stuff. It's kind of helpful, but I just have it promote a link every few minutes. And I can have it promote whatever I want. You know, I can have it promote my social media or whatever, and whatever I want. All right, we're getting somewhere, folks. We're getting somewhere. I don't know where we're going, but we're getting there. Thank you guys for coming along for the ride, hanging out. Trying to make this as even as I can. But the lines are pretty cool, you know. It gives it a little bit of texture or something, I don't know. Almost looks like wavelengths or something, some kind of signal. Oh, there we go. I did it. Okay. Let's bring down the value a bit, show you guys what it kind of really looks like. Something like that. It's pretty cool. Let's put the white pin on before. I might need to go a little bit darker in some of the background, but let's put the white pin on and see. Let's try to put the white pin on. I'm excited, guys. I ordered some new white pins today. I should be getting them next week. If Amanda's not here, there's no security. It's just me. I can block people. So test me, folks. I'll be blocking everybody. No, I'm kidding. But I do have the power. This is my house, you know what I'm saying? So if you're disrespectful to anybody in my house, you can get out, son. And I'll kick you out. So yeah, I ordered some new white pins today. I ordered some, I don't have them yet, I'm getting them next week. But they're not these Jelly Roll, they are a Uniball Sigma or something, Uniball something. But from what I've seen people testing them on Amazon, like the pictures of them, they're like twice as bright as this white pen. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about these white pens. Hopefully next week, man, I get them. And we're gonna, because these suck, man. These just, it's like it's not even writing. I mean, I know you guys can see it, but like, it's like it doesn't even, it barely draws lines. It's just so annoying. I just love complaining. So there we go. We're giving context to everything now. As soon as we get this sky going, I'm telling you, it's gonna be cool. Hopefully. We'll see. We'll see how this ends up looking. I mean, this is why I love that toned paper, so I gotta get a good white pen. I totally did this backwards, and I'm just gonna smudge everything I'm doing. Why am I so dumb? Not really. Okay. Wow, that's bright. See, if I would have done the figures and the stonework that white, just wouldn't have worked out. But because they're just so sunlit, everything's so sunlit. I feel like I just needed to do the sky, and it looks like there's land back here. So maybe give some context a little bit. I'll draw the sky from there. That'll be kind of cool, and I'll just have it fade out on that end. We'll make it larger and larger as it gets towards the figures and structures here. Yeah, I have some of the I have a white Uni Posca marker, but that's more of like a paint marker. I don't really want to use that, because if I was going to use that, I would just use this thing. I have this thick white thing I could use, but not the best in most situations. Like this would be useful if I'm doing like a scene with snow where it's just like solid white. Like then I would probably use this. And I do have some photos of solid white. Like I have like a mountain lion or a cougar in snow. It's a pretty cool photo. I might do that one day. But yeah, there's some snow photos that I'm thinking of using that thicker pen, because I've only used it like once or twice on this stream. I haven't really used it in too many drawings. I don't really like the effect mostly, but I think in certain situations it'll look good. I think we have to go above the structure too. To give more context. We'll just see what happens. I should have erased some of the graphite first. This white pen doesn't really go over graphite too well. I'll probably have to extend a lot of this upward. Next critique live stream, number 80. This is number 77 if you read the title at the end of the... I always put the numbers at the very end of the title. So this one's number 77. I'm doing it number 80. So sometime next week. Yeah, but I think the Uniball is going to be better than this crappy thing I'm using right now. So that's all I care about. Maybe one day I'll get like white ink and really use like a thingy for it, but for now I need a better pen because this thing just sucks. I mean, it's working fine right now, oh yeah, there it goes. As soon as I say it's working fine, it just it craps out on me. Let's just suggest some. I'll have it breaking up when it gets to the edge over here. I'll have it start breaking up here. How does that look, folks? Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Not as cool as I thought it would be, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It's almost like we need like balance. It needs like white over here, but like I really don't want to do any highlight. Like, is there any kind of highlights I could do anywhere else? I feel like it'll ruin it, but oh well. This one's just very it's weighted very heavy on one side, which I mean, it's fine. Just doesn't make like the greatest composition, you know. Maybe I should I'll draw some above over here. It helps a little bit, I think. Gives a little more context to the ground, and like there's a mass of something there. Yeah, the jelly roll is from the Sakura brand. Yep. It's a jelly roll with a G. G-E-L-L-Y. It's a flying structure. Yeah, it is. Kind of is. Darken the black shadows. Can you make the black part darker? Would that be? Yeah, probably. I probably need to. Have a good one. Conversations with Kat. Have a good one. Are you going to leave something in the status? Are you going to do something in the status or leave it? What do you mean status? Do something in the status or leave it. What's a status? I don't know what that means. I'm too dumb to understand what that means. Oh, did I read it wrong? Oh, statues. That's what he's trying to say. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, what more could I do to him? I don't really think, I mean, there's not any more shading on them. If you look at the reference photo, there's very little shading on them at all, unfortunately. So the only contrast we have is the dark background. And it looks like I need to darken it a little bit, which sucks because I don't want to sit here and do this forever. But I do need to do it, I think. Just a little bit. And hopefully it'll really help pop out the figures a bit. So yeah, maybe that's what it needs, I think. It just needed some more contrast, but I wasn't exactly done with it. I was just reading you guys' comments and stuff. I was just done with the sky. This one's just such an interesting composition. I've never really had like the sky just be on one side like that. It's pretty cool though. It's actually pretty cool. It's very different. And just having things like fade out over here. You know. You know, just suggest a few bricks and stuff. Kind of helps it a little bit more. Okay, stay focused. So I'm literally just like scribbling this in, but staying pretty vertical. Getting some really dark areas there, unfortunately, but it's bound to happen when you have a bunch of different overlapping lines like that. But I'll just try to fade it out a little bit. You know, once you make it all uniform, it doesn't really matter if you have like, if it's like somewhat inconsistent, like a texture back there, because then it all just makes sense together. Even though it's all shaded pretty crazily. You know, like a first grader in school or something, like in kindergarten, coloring. So did that help? Looks pretty crazy now. Like I said, I mean, this was an experiment anyway, like most of my live streams are. Just trying to figure out, you know, is it gonna look cool? I never know. Just trying to strengthen some of the outline here and part of it. Maybe where needed. Trying to make it a little more dynamic in some areas, like I always do. Can you do a charcoal drawing video or a live stream in the future? No, probably not. I don't really like charcoal. There's plenty of other charcoal videos out there. Just go look for them. There's people out there way better than me at charcoal, so I'm not interested in charcoal. Sorry. Unfortunately. It's just not my thing anymore. I realized I need to just do what I like to do, and people will either watch or they won't watch, you know, or I'll have other people will find me, you know, because if I do stuff that I don't like, then I'm going to be stuck doing stuff that I don't like to do, and I don't want to do that. Okay. Cool. All right. Didn't miss any questions, it looks like. Doing pretty well. Let's see, did I miss any kind of value? No, this is pretty dark. In the photo. Yeah, it's definitely different than anything I've done. Wow, it does, when you look at it now, it does look like it has depth. If you're able to see the whole thing. Like the white really gives a lot of depth, the darkness, and then the statues in front of it. It's kind of cool. You do get a sense of depth a little bit. The only thing is there's some like small subtle value here. I'm just paying attention to really subtle things now, just seeing like, you know, how much I can push it maybe. Yeah, I don't know if it's like my favorite drawing I've ever done or anything, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's interesting to have the focal point be not highlighted or anything, you know, just to have them be the tone of the paper and let the rest of the contrast be, you know, other stuff within the image. It's pretty cool. It's very different. It's not something I would normally think of doing. You know, normally you'd have like highlights on the statues and really bring those out, and you know, there probably is like highlights I could put on the statues to highlight certain areas, but I don't think I want to push that, really, to be honest. I don't think that that's gonna enhance it, maybe. because I feel like once I start doing that, then everything else is kind of the same. There's highlights on all the other rocks, but I don't necessarily have to put those either. I'm just, just playing around with the bottom here and extending it out, trying to just fill in the space a little bit more for what's going on here. But I think I got to get off here soon, folks. But it's been fun. It's been fun. How long have I been on here? Yeah, hour and 26 minutes. I think it's pretty much it. I mean, I don't think there's much more I can really do to it to enhance it. I think this pretty much says what I wanted to say. Doing all this little stuff isn't really making or breaking it, it's just... Yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. I'm seeing like super subtle contrast here, so I'm just trying to add it to like differentiate the corner a little bit. It's very difficult to see that, but anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Looks like I'm missing a lot of stuff here. You guys are talking about school and stuff. It's pretty boring. You guys are boring, man. I'm just kidding. Yeah, this one looks really cool. I mean, I'll show you guys a different view of it. If you guys see it like this, it's pretty cool. Is that like out of focus? It looks out of focus. It's weird. It's so dark. But anyway, usually you can see it, it's better when you see it from far away. This, I can't really make the camera like, I don't know how much further I can make this thing. Something like that. But you guys get the idea. But yeah, all right. I think that's pretty much it here. Got you guys' attention there. I know, I'm just kidding, guys. I think they all have a sense of humor. Come on now. But anyway, well, tomorrow will be, if I do a live stream tomorrow, I'm planning on it, hoping to, Friday night. Thank you guys, really appreciate it. Thanks for the, glad you think so. But tomorrow should be some figure studies in watercolor. So they're not going to be detailed figures. This is going to be like small. I'm going to do some a little bit larger, but mostly smaller figures to add within landscape painting. So that's going to be my focus tomorrow. But in the meantime, while you guys are waiting for the live stream tomorrow, you should go check out all my other work on my website. Oh, if you look down here at the bottom right in that Arc de Triomphe painting, I have some figures down there in that painting. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. I'm going to be practicing those a bit and doing a little bit more, making them look a little more realistic. But you can check out my other drawings I've done, other watercolors I've done. See, not many figures there within these paintings. So hopefully I'm going to be changing that in the future. But after you check out my paintings on my website, you can check out my support page. You got music on there you can check out that I make in my own time, and Patreon page. I did want to mention real quick. So if you join and become a member on either YouTube or my Patreon, so if you click the little join button on YouTube next to the subscribe button, you can check out the perks there that I have listed. So one of the only main perks I'm offering right now is with every plein air adventure that I do and I take extra photos while I'm out, if I'm out somewhere, I'm going to post those for you guys to use in your own art as reference photos, you know, to learn from, to draw from, to practice, to paint, whatever you want to do with them, you know, to digitally Photoshop them, manipulate them, whatever you're into, whatever kind of art, you can do what you want with them in that way. So that's what you get if you join and become a member. It's only like $1.99 on YouTube monthly. So I'm always trying to post more photos and references, stuff that I take. But anyway, like I said, thanks for tuning in, folks. Let's get rid of some of this graphite here. And yeah, tomorrow watercolor figures, hopefully. That's what I'm planning on doing. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. So yeah, it looks like no more questions or anything. So all right, cool. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace. Thank you for becoming a supporter, Mark Berger. Very last second. Thank you for becoming a supporter. Greatly appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the photos. Hopefully they're useful to you. All right. Peace, folks. Take care.